believe it was 54, Jelani Brooks on the tackle.
All right, Jelani Brooks makes the tackle on the kickoff at the 21-yard line. So 11-yard return, and that's about as good as you're going to get on kickoff coverage there. So good job by the Hawks as we start the third quarter with Gretna trailing 13-7. And the Blacksburg Bruins line up in the I formation. Two receivers to the right side. Now they'll offset the I. Quarterback under center, turns, hands off to the tailback, right up the middle, gets through the line, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. They're trying to tackle the ball. Instead of the runner, he's still running across midfield. And we have an injured Hawk as well. And with Deion Rosser getting up late there, he was trying to pull the ball out.
Yeah.
You got to make the tackle.
Close to a 30-yard gain right there, about a 27-yard gain for Hendricks, and he's really bulldozing over the Gretna Hawks defense here tonight. And
that's a perfect example of trying to strip the ball instead of make the tackle.
You've got to make the tackle because they had him stopped.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the Bruins. They gain in the momentum here at their 47-yard line. Hawks showing blitz, and here's a run up the middle. He's through the hole for about 9 yards. He's close to another first down, and I'm not sure we called this one's number 60 on the run.
Joe Lucas.
All right, he's normally a lineman,
but he's only 6 foot and 180.
Little bowling ball there, and he got 9, and he'll stay there at the fullback position. Blacksburg's moving the ball, Gretna side to the 44, and we've got a flag on the play.
I believe they're going to call a false start.
All right. I don't know what that referee was pointing at there. He was, I think he was saying something directly to one of the Blacksburg players, and I don't quite know. He was pointing.
I believe he thought that 60 was going to stand up, but then he goes down into a set position. He might have called him for that.
All right, 2nd down and a long 5. The Hawks are trying to blitz here, and they get him this time in the backfield.
And then Joe Lucas wrapped up in the backfield there for about a 2-yard loss, so good defense right there by the Hawks.
3rd down now, 3rd and 7. Passing situation for the Bruins. And 10:21 to go in this third quarter with the Bruins leading 13-7. And they started at their 21. They moved it across the Gretna to the Gretna side. Now they're back on their side at their 49.
And if you're Gretna, you got to watch blitzing up the middle. They might do a stretch play here.
All right, 3rd down. And the quarterback's going to throw. He's looking for the man. He's open, and he overthrows him again. Wow, poor coverage there by Gretna.
You know, it's just being rattled by as a sophomore quarterback. He's trying to make the big play to his go-to wide receiver, Ethan Goforth. He's only a junior, and you know that timing and chemistry will come with time.
Yeah, and that play was open. If the throw is made a little bit lower, it should be a catch. But he overthrows his intended receiver, and the Bruins will have to punt. And the Hawks catch a bit of a break there. Low snap. Kick is on the way. And fair catch called for, dropped.
Muffed.
And I believe Blacksburg got it, believe it or not. A muffed punt, Blacksburg recovered. The Hawks are just
Blacksburg
falling apart. Blacksburg got it. And again, this Gretna team is sleepwalking tonight. Flag after the play, maybe excessive celebration, I don't know. Fair catch was called, he dropped it, and then one of those Blacksburg players was quick and got under there. Looked like the Hawks were going to recover it, but they were not hustling. And the Bruins got in there and got that ball.
And I believe that was Rosser that fumbled, that muffed it.
All right, it's against Blacksburg, but it is a first down. I don't know what, other than the excessive celebrating, maybe some taunting going on. And again, I'm looking at this Gretna defense, and they got their heads down, and they need something to get them going. I don't know what it's going to take.
They need a turnover here, and they need a big return off of that turnover. You know, Deion Rosser, you know, it's time for him to make a play on defense, because every time that Gretna's needed a big play on defense, it's either been Rosser or Raekwon Stone, I believe, and Jeremiah Rashawn Taylor. So any one of those players can make a big play, but I believe they're missing the leadership of Von Bennett here tonight.
Oh yeah, first down at the 36 of Gretna after the fumble and the penalty. And here's number 1, spins out of one tackle, nowhere to go. He's going to lose a couple.
It's Hendricks again on the carry.
All right, Gretna's. I see Jeremiah Chambers out there trying to pump everybody up. Nope, check that. That's number 12 out there.
Demetrius Cook.
Yep. A loss of 3,
and
second and 13.
I've noticed something here for the Bruins. Whenever they bring in number 3, Ethan Goforth, and number 18, Jake Vernil, they really do go to the air on that play. So it's 2nd and 12, so you really expect them to go to the air here.
Okay, 2nd down. Quarterback back to pass. Throwing short to Goforth. Goforth makes the catch, only gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And, good containing defense right there by the cornerback for Gretna.
Yeah, Hawks are content to give that play just to be sure to make the tackle.
And they really need to make sure that they get the tackle and not go for the football. I mean, you can go for the football if you know you can strip it, but just try to make the tackle.
All right, 3rd and 10 at the 36-yard line. All right, quarterback rolling to the left. Looking for Goforth. Overthrows him again. It's 4th down, and we're going to see perhaps a kick here, a long kick or a punt. I don't know what kind of leg this kicker's got, but this one would be in the 50-yard range. It looks like they're going to punt.
They're bringing him out.
Well, he punts too.
Yeah, he's going back for the punt.
All right, so probably out of his range a little bit.
And if you're Gretna here, you might just try to let this one go into the end zone.
I'll tell you, the Hawks dodged a bullet right there on that series. All right, here's the kick. And he's going off the side of the foot. Not his best effort. It goes out of bounds inside of the 20 at about the 15. But not a real good-looking kick, but a good result.
Yeah, you got to probably think that the cold weather affected that one, hitting off the side of the foot. So Gretna's going to start off here at the 1st and 10 at the 15. With 8:13 to go in the 3rd quarter.
All right, can the Hawks open things up on offense? They're pinned back, and they've been in bad field position for the better part of the night.
And I believe they need to open it up and, do a little more short passing here instead of just trying to run the ball consistently, because Blacksburg's handling it here tonight.
All right, they got the field spread right here. And it's going to be flag on the play. False start. Backfield in motion.
Rosser was trying to run with the ball before he even got the ball there.
Yeah. I just don't know when the Hawks are going to wake up, and it may not be until they're on the way back home.
Yeah, and they're shooting themselves in the foot here with all these penalties.
All right, 8:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's still only a 6-point lead for Blacksburg, but the Hawks are backing up here.
And a big play again will put Gretna right back in the field.
All right, here's Rosser tripped up as he comes on the left side.
I believe that was number 77, Adam Pettin, on the tackle.
And the Hawks just unwilling to try to throw it pinned back here. I was thinking they might come up with a pass play there, but they try the run, and if Rosser doesn't get tripped up, it's going to be a pretty good run. But again, Blacksburg has just time after time been able to make those plays.
Yeah, and I believe Gretna needs to do some kind of crossing pattern here and have one receiver go deep, but you've lost your deep threat with Von Bennett here tonight.
All right. Here's Rosser to throw. Pressure. Steps up. He's going to have to run it. And really nowhere to go. But he's able to get away. It makes a stiff arm. He's up to the 1st down. Near the 1st down. Just short.
I believe he's going to be 2 or 3 yards short of it, maybe.
Looks like a yard shy. He made something out of nothing right there. But again, Blacksburg put the pressure on, and Rosser was running for his life. 3rd and a long 2 coming up.
And again, this Gretna offensive line, they've had their points here tonight where they've been successful, but they really needed to give Rosser a little bit more time, because I believe Virgil Glass was on the verge of getting open there, but they're bringing out some extra beef here on the left side.
All right, Rosser goes under center. He's only got single setback there. We got movement again.
Got the whole defensive line for the Bruins jumped off sides.
Wow. Bruins bail them out on that one.
A good hard count right there by Rosser.
I'll tell you what, that gives the Hawks some room, and another 1st down out to the 27-yard line. And we'll see if they can get this offense going, because it hadn't been pretty tonight.
Back in the I formation here.
Rosser under center. And the give is to Chambers. Chambers right side. Stood up, pushes ahead. He got about 5. on that carry.
And another good thing right there for Chambers, he had both hands on the football.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been reminded, you hold on to the ball, and that's first order of business. 6 yards for Chambers, 2nd and 4. Again, we haven't heard from Matt Glass tonight. Matt lines up on that right end, and a good play-action pass might find him open. We've got Rosser up the middle. Nice run.
And he's got the first down.
He got about 10 on that, maybe 9. And the Hawks are starting to move the ball here. But again, they need some points. 6 minutes to go.
And I've noticed something for Gretna. They've put another tight end up on the line. So they have 7 players on the line.
All right, on first down. Is Chambers. Oh, the whole Bruins line there wraps him up, and he'll lose 2.
And Gretna really needs to mix up the play call here. That was 2 or 3 runs right in a row.
Yeah.
They need to mix it up, maybe get some play action there. You only have Virgil Glass here in single coverage on this near side.
They may be trying to set something up like that because that was, like you say, right up the middle, up the middle, up the middle. But when you're going to hit something outside or
if you
down
have a
the field.
negative run play, you're almost certain that you're going to go to the air the next play.
Yeah, 2nd down and 12, most likely a throwing down. But Rosser might have an opportunity to scramble as well. Blacksburg's been getting pressure on him. This time, pretty good protection. Throws over the middle, caught. That's
Matt Glass.
Check that. Is it Matt? No, it's number 18, Virgil Glass, with a nice catch and run. He caught it right on the fingertips. Nice pass play to the Blacksburg 38-yard line.
And, threading the needle pass there for Deion Rosser. He was lucky that ball wasn't intercepted, but, he puts it right in the hands of his sure-handed wide receiver, Virgil Glass,
22.
For 22 yards.
1st and 10 now for the Hawks.
Here's your offset pistol formation.
All right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and here's Chambers going to cut out to the right side. Now cuts it back inside, and he's got a nice run down to the 28-yard line, and I believe it's enough for another Gretna Hawks first down.
Well, Chambers, he goes to the left, and then he cuts back with the misdirection back to the right, and it just puts a great move on one of the defenders, and he got a good block right there by Matt Glass.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Hawks. And there's a high snap. Rosser takes it up the middle, spins ahead for a flag at the end of that. And it's probably going to be against Gretna. That comes at a terrible time. Holding. A couple of notes from Facebook tonight. That up the middle strategy never works. And the other one is, I'm glad you have the penthouse suite tonight in the cold. Thank you. All right. 10 yards from the infraction is going to make it first down and probably 19.
And as soon as Gretna gets some good field position, they shoot themselves in the foot with the penalty.
Second time here.
Second time here, yeah.
But you know what I'm seeing? They look more urgent. They look like they've woken up. Must have had a turkey dinner before they come up here. All right, here's Rosser. Throw it across the middle in traffic. The catch is made. An incredible catch by Virgil Glass. How in the world did he hold on to it?
I'm not sure. he gets back close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 12 or 13 here for the Hawks.
2nd and 13. He got 6 on that. That's going to open things up, though, that short passing game.
It's going to make these Blacksburg defenders respect Rosser's arm.
All right, on 2nd down here now, the Hawks still trailing 13-7, 3:25 to go in this quarter. It's been a quick running quarter. Rosser under pressure, gets caught, and will get away. And now he's going to run up the field, breaks a tackle, spins, and finally knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. So we've got 3rd and probably 12 coming up.
And Rosser right there, he should have thrown the football away. He had no way he was going to make anything out of that play except for maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, which he does. He was lucky he got away from the sack right there, and he would have lost big yardage.
I tell you, this is a big play right here. 3rd and 12.
And if you're Gretna here, you really just want to make sure you get enough space for your field goal kicker, Canair, to make a good kick if he can.
I'd like to see Chris Hall go right down the middle of the field here like he did last week.
He's got single coverage here on him.
All right, Rosser fakes it, runs it ahead. He's well short of the first down, however.
I'm not really sure about that play call right there. No. I believe Rosser might have called his own number on that one.
I think he saw something that he thought he could take advantage of, but it wasn't there. And it's 4th down and 7. And Gretna's going to go for it. 4th and 7.
Get the play clock running down here. That's something I didn't notice until I walked out of here. 15 left on the play clock.
Okay, Rosser trying to catch his breath. He's had a long run after a scramble, then a run there. 4th down and 7. And Rosser back to pass. Rolls out to the right under pressure. And is able to beat the pressure. Now throws and maybe intercepted.
Intercepted.
It was. Rosser got hit, knocked out of bounds on that play.
And that works pretty much just like a punt, but when you're in field goal range, that's not what you want.
No. Rosser was hit on that sideline, slow getting up, and another drive stalls. Blacksburg takes over at the 16-yard line on the interception. And again, for the Blacksburg player, that's one you just drop because you gave up about 8 yards. But the interception gives the ball back to Blacksburg. They would have got it on downs. And again, this Gretna offense has no points tonight. We are almost to the end of the third quarter and no points. Now points are a premium. You can't even afford to give up a field goal if you're Gretna at this point.
And right here, Gretna's defense needs to step up and get a turnover and maybe return an interception or a fumble return for a touchdown.
I look for Blacksburg to go conservative here. All right, here's a pitch. Number 1, spins in the backfield. I think he might have got back near the line of scrimmage. Gretna defense has picked up the pace, and I think Blacksburg is going to go conservative and try to hang on to this lead. I don't know if that's a right call, but they're backed up too here, and they don't want to make a mistake in this part of the field. I'd be surprised. Maybe they would try a safe short pass to Goforth, and Goforth comes in now. So.
Yeah, they're bringing in their passing formation when they usually pass, so you got to think this is going to be a pass here.
2nd and 11. There was a loss of 1 on that play, that run by Hendricks. A little bit of a confusion. I think Blacksburg may have to take a timeout. They'll take a timeout. We'll take it too, with Blacksburg leading Gretna 13-7. You're listening to Gretna Hawks football on ESPN Radio. Need an interception right here. Welcome back. On 2nd down, we've got a flag. Looks like a procedure call.
We got some area scores also. Going into the 4th quarter, sometime in the 4th quarter, Alta Vista 14, Chatham 3. Buckingham is over Nottoway 21-8 with 3:52 in the 3rd, and Amherst 25, EC Glass 12. William Campbell is rolling over Nelson County 24-0.
Wow.
In the 3rd quarter. Heritage takes the lead 17-13 with 5:58 left.
Quarterback under pressure, and he is sacked at the 5 on 2nd down. This really pins him back, and I don't think he can afford to throw here on 3rd and long. Gretna should get real good field position if they can manage to stop him here on 3rd. And what's that, about 22? And then, of course, if they can field the punt, they've had some trouble with that tonight as well.
Yeah. Correction on the Alta Vista score. Alta Vista 21, Chatham 3 with just underway in the 4th quarter.
All right, 29 seconds to go here in the quarter. And time ticking down here. Gretna trailing by 6.
They're going to run out of time here on the play clock.
They did. They ran down. They take too much time. And the layup game is called. It would be half the distance to the goal.
And what would be bigger here for Gretna than either a block punt or a shanked punt or somewhat of a hike over the head?
You just don't want to run it into the punter.
Yeah.
3rd down and 26 maybe. And I think they're going to just run it here. All right, quarterback hands it off to number 1, and he's stopped. Did the ball come loose? Gretna has the ball. They're going to say down. Bojack gets it, takes it to the end zone, but they rule him down, and he's a little slow coming up too, Eric, number 1.
Yeah, Hendricks, he took a big hit right there, and I'm not sure if he did get injured. Right, I mean, I'm pretty sure he got injured right there, but yeah, he's coming off pretty gingerly. He's putting his head down. Usually when somebody does that, they're not feeling too good.
All right, we're going to take a march all the way to the other end of the field as the 3rd quarter ends. Score is Blacksburg 13, Gretna 7. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Gretna Hawks football on ESPN Radio. Quit that. Thank you.
Chris Hall and Dion Rosser each receive.
All right, Blacksburg to punt. Good pressure. Nice high punt, not a lot of distance, and we'll take a favorable bounce for the Bruins. They'll cover it at the 31-yard line, and the Hawks have great field position.
Yeah, this is just what the doctor ordered here, right here for the Hawks. They're going to have good field position at the 31-yard line with 11:50 to go here in the game.
Looking at Hendricks going back in, he's going back into the game, but he's definitely favoring that left leg. We'll see if he's able to move and play his position here. He's on the outside edge, so we'll see. All right, on 1st down, Rosser under center. Hawks determined to run the ball here, and it's going to be Rosser up the middle. Rosser pulls ahead for a nice gain down to the 25-yard line. And it's just a conservative offense here tonight. I don't quite know. He got 7. It's a good run, but again, not taking many chances. I think they just want to try to push one in here on 2nd and 3. This time it's going to be Chambers, left side. Chambers hit hard. He's got the 1st down, but that was a hard collision at the 18-yard line by Jeremiah.
And this is opening up a whole bunch of different play calls that Gretna could go to here. You know, when Rosser came back to hand off that ball, the left side closest to us here, the right side, was open for him to do the bootleg.
All right, here's Chris Hall breaks a tackle. Hall ahead to the 15, inside of the 15-yard line. We got about 4 on that. And this is good right here. Good positive yardage.
When you got Chris Hall and Jeremiah Chambers running the football, they're going to put their head down and try to fight for extra yardage every time they get their hands on the ball.
Got 4 there. Again, running out of the I formation. Rosser under center, 10:39 to go. Gretna down by 6. This time they'll change up. Glass moves to the other end and sets on the left side, and Chris Hall runs left, runs into a wall, and is stopped for maybe no gain.
You know, I believe with all that confusion, I mean not confusion, but just, you know, shifting right there, I believe they could have confused Blacksburg right there and gone with the play action and hit Virgil Glass in the end zone because he only had single coverage on him. And single coverage with Virgil Glass, I'll take my chances any day.
Okay, if you're going to run the bootleg tonight,
this is probably
this
the
is
best.
it. 3rd and 6. The wide side is to the right. Are they going to put a receiver over there? I don't like that, so probably not going to run it. We'll see. High formation, and it's the bootleg, but he's going to throw out of it. Here's the throw, and a terrible throw. Underthrows his receiver.
When he tried to throw that one, but he didn't have his hands on the laces, and it just bobbles right out of his hands. So 4th down here, what are they going to do? It looks like they're bringing on Kinnair.
All right, we'll see. 4th down and 6. And I'll tell you, Rosser probably would have been better off to just run that ball. Are they going to go for it? Oh, me.
And if you don't get it here, you're going to question all of this play calling. But if they get it here, it's going to make Coach Saunders look like a genius.
Well, we'll see. 4th and 6. All right, from the shotgun. We've got a delay of game. Hawks didn't get it off in time.
And this is going to most definitely.
Might have taken a timeout before that. Let's see. Timeout Gretna. Hawks get the timeout before the delay. And we want to remind you that Jefferson Motors, located at 103 Leftwich Street in Gretna, reminds you that they've got a shortage of inventory there on their lot. And they're looking to buy cars, trucks, SUVs. They're really looking for trucks, and they say they've got the lowest inventory they've had there in 23 years. They'll give you top dollar for your vehicle, so be sure to go by and see Dwight or Anthony Jefferson right there at Jefferson Motors, or give them a call, 656-1298, and see if you can help them rebuild that inventory there on their lot. They'd appreciate that. We appreciate their sponsorship too. And
during this timeout, we got some some scores to bring out to you. Amherst 38, EC Glass 19 with 4:43 left in the 3rd. Lord Botetourt 14, William Fleming 12 at the end of the 3rd. Radford tied at 7 at the end of the 3rd with Giles.
Good game there.
And Liberty is leading 20-17 over Heritage at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Okay, 4th and 6. Rosser from the shotgun. He takes it. He's going to throw. Looking. Now decides maybe to run it. Nowhere to go. They wrap him up and bring him down. A big loss.
Turnover on downs here for the Hawks. He runs right into his offensive lineman there.
You got to at least get rid of the ball there and get a chance for the 1st down. All right, Blacksburg takes over once again. This Gretna defense is going to be called on again to make a stop.
And that's 2 times right there that they've had possession inside Kinnair's range. And looking at the score, it could be a tied game.
Yep. All right. Hawks defense has been dominant here in the 2nd half, and they're going to need to call on them once again to make a play. Quarterback goes under center. They're going to run out of the eye. Here's the handoff. Nowhere to go. And they wrap up whoever that was.
I believe it was Hendricks again.
I don't think so. I think Hendricks was not in on that play. I'm not even sure he's on the field. I think I see him, yeah. Number 23?
That's Josh
Fugit, okay. I think that was the runner. And a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. And Blacksburg, of course, is going to run as much clock as he can here.
Right under 9 minutes here to go in the 4th quarter. Bruins are going to line up in the I formation again.
All right, and we've got a flag.
I believe the play clock ran out on them.
All of a sudden, the play clock has been an issue here in this late 3rd and 4th quarter for both teams. Waiting to see. Looks like Blacksburg saying it's against Gretna. And I still don't know what the call is. Sideline infraction? Was that a sideline infraction? Yep. 2nd time, that's a penalty. Second and 4.
4 yards to go.
And you can't give away yardage like that on something
Off the
silly as a
sideline.
sideline.
All right, second and 4. Hawks are getting into what I call desperate times here. Down by 6, 8:40 to go. Second and 4. Quarterback under center, hands it off to the up back. He pushes ahead, did not get the first down, I don't think.
And
It's a pretty good spot, though.
This could be a key third down coming for the Gretna defense.
Joe Lucas, the ball carrier.
All right. Question is, did he make it? They're going to measure.
About the 83-yard line.
Timeout for a measurement. And while they wait, we'll remind you that Seminole Sunoco Food Mart, Highway 29, south of Gretna, is proud to sponsor Gretna Hawks football and is open till 11 o'clock on Friday nights. And they have Sunoco gas available 24/7, including diesel and non-ethanol gas. Pizza by the slice, $2.69. The whole pizza is only $8.99. 5 meat, supreme, pepperoni, or cheese. Or you can try the hot wings and barbecue. Seminole Sunoco Food Mart has grab-and-go breakfast biscuits as well, pastries, coffees, cappuccinos, smoothies, and more.